Welcome back. It's your boy actually Amungus. You already know. We're here for another PWD draft battle. This time we've got week 8 going up against one of my good friends and of course one of my favorite content creators to hang out with, collab with. You see us, did the marathon together in each other's streams. Much like my battle last week with Coach Arts, you already know. It's one of my favorite people in the community, good friend. We're going up against Coach Bishmeat and the New York Nickits this week. They've got a pretty scary Sun team. There's no doubt about that. Coming into the season, they were rated number 1 overall as far as preseason rankings. However, they've had an up and down season. Right now they're currently sitting at... Oh man, I forget off the top of my head if it's 3-4 or 4-3. My apologies. No, it's 3-4. They're coming off of a loss to Coach Squid and the Lisbon Arcanine. But we're also coming off of a loss, our second of the season, to Coach Arts and the Lake of Rage Gyarados. So you got two coaches here looking for something to prove. Not just saying this because Bishme's my friend. You got two really good coaches, high level of competition here every time we meet in a draft league. And yeah, even though Bishme doesn't have the same record in the PWD that Coach Arts has when I faced him last week, I definitely look at them in the same regards because, well, we've played a lot of battles together. I know them well. I know their play styles a little bit. Yes, that helps, but I also know what they're capable of, so I never sleep on Coach Bishme. Honestly, with that being said, as we get into the game, there's a lot that I can say about this game. I honestly feel like Coach Bishme plays this one really well. He does a great job. And from the beginning, he gets the lead matchup in his favor. I, as you've seen, end up leading with my Mawile, which was kind of like an expendable wall breaker. I brought enough speed just to make sure that I could outspeed some of his slower threats like Torkoal and Rhydon. But other than that, it was just, could scout out with Substitute, maybe break screens if you put them up with his Grimmsnarl. But the reason why I said that Bishme definitely got this lead matchup in his favor is because he takes a somewhat common route in singles play, leads with a momentum lead by leading his Heliolisk, which is in fact the naturally fastest Pokemon in the matchup. It's Timid, Choice Scarf, Heliolisk, which I knew coming into the battle pretty much was the play for him because of the way his speed tiers are set up. He doesn't have many over 100 options, and this is his fastest Pokemon, so kind of looked like a great opportunity for him to run max speed, Timid, as well as me having Blastoise, which of course is a huge threat to his Sun team. But the difference between our play is Bishme's play is safe, uses the fastest Pokemon in the match to scout, and me on the other hand, I look to scout, I guess you could say, with Substitute, but I don't really accomplish that. Only thing I accomplish is missing a opportunity for a little bit of damage on the volt switch on whatever came in, and just so happened to be Torkoal in this case. And then I go all in with my Mawile, and I end up setting it up to get, you know, the most that I can get out of the one hit that I'm going to get out of Mawile, which, you know, the Swords Dance is just because 2 hits or 1 hit at +2, you know, there's probably not very much difference in the damage, but, you know, if I were to get a crit, I'd rather get it on the +2 hit than on one of the +1 or +0s. So anyway, getting into like the thick of what makes this battle so good. Mine and Bishmi's win conditions are pretty clear in this match. If you look at the team matchups, or you look over to the right, and it's very clear that Blastoise for me and Venusaur for him, especially Under the Sun Venusaur, are going to be very difficult for our opponents to deal with. And I come out into my Blastoise here knowing that I have an opportunity to set up, and then I brought the tech Lumberry because whether it was Toxic or Yawn, I figured that one of Torkoal's best options against my team, if I were to try to use Torkoal as setup fodder exactly in this manner that I'm doing, would be to status me. So I brought the Lumberry so that, you know, at this turn Bishmi doesn't know it yet, but I have no fear in his Yawn. He probably thinks I'm going to switch out or put my Blastoise in great danger. So he wants to take the opportunity to set up his screens and make it very safe for his Venusaur, set up growth, and do what it does. However, I reveal the Lumberry, and Bishmi takes the other route, which is smart, and layers on the status. He's gonna go for a Thunder Wave here, which as I think about it, I have to, because I'm rewatching this video as well. Okay, I would say I hope I don't go for a Surf in the Sun. I didn't do that. For a second I thought I might have went for a Surf in the Sun, and that would have been a misplay. But Bishmi makes a good play and layers on the status. He's able to get off the Thunder Wave, you know, no miss or anything like that. I get some damage off with the Aura Sphere, but he then sets up his screens, which, you know, like, makes my damage pretty much next to nothing against this. And of course, also against Venusaur, I'm not going to stand a chance, and I'm going to be slower. So I Shell Smash here again, thinking that he will go for a Reflect, which I don't really even have many reasons to be worried about him going for a Reflect. So, like, I was just like, well, maybe I can mitigate some of the speed loss if he goes for that. He goes to Venusaur instead, and I get paralyzed, so we basically just go, you know, look forward in the battle, and we go to Xatu, which is our, like, designated Venusaur check. As I was saying before, we both have clear-cut, obvious win cons for what is, you know, like, the best thing against our opponent's team. So I'm going to put this Future Sight up in order to, like, yeah, force out the Venusaur, because I know that he's not going to stay in long enough to take this damage. I didn't know if he would switch out immediately or do what, but I knew he wouldn't stay out and take that damage. He sets his Sun back up, And knowing that I'm max SPDEF and Assault Vest, I'm not worried about a hit from Ninetales. I could have took the opportunity to Heat Wave here because he set up the sun. I don't know. It's not exactly a calc that I like felt was key to this battle, so I don't know off the top of my head if that would have done more than the air slash in the sun. But like I kind of feel like it would, so part of me wishes I would have gone for that there. But he ends up getting a crit on the overheat, showing the tech eject pack, allowing him to go back into his Heliolisk, which is why I feel like I would have definitely done more damage with the Heat Wave, because it's not dry skin, which is because of Blastoise. I thought could have been an option against me, but if he played it well against his sun turns, I don't know, it just could have been. He ends up going to his Heliolisk and being faster. He picks up the kill here, you know. I guess by surviving that crit, I can't ask much more out of Xatu. I've been waiting on it to get its first kill of the season, but the truth is, you know, it's kind of like a defensive support role on the team anyway. What he does do is, because Bishmi knows when the future sight is going to come down, he goes to his dark type, which is great for me in a lot of ways, because his ability to put up screens with this thing is very annoying, and I already threw away my Mawile. So taking care of this Grimmsnarl in this manner is definitely a very key play. So even though Xatu didn't get the kill itself, it did set up a very important kill in the battle, as well as living a crit that, you know, hey, you're doing your job as a wall to be living them crits. Obviously I'm choice banded here, so you know I can't do anything but switch out. I consider going to my Salazzle here, but knowing that he could and probably would run the Earth Power, as well as the Max Quake to boost defenses. I'm not gonna go that route. I actually was right, and he does go for his GMAX. I didn't bring the Sap Sipper this week because I brought basically a wall Miltank. It has some speed on it, so it's missing some HP, but it's basically made to take hits as well as possible, while also being able to possibly set up rocks, which I don't do this week. But what I do with it is soak up a hit from the GMAX Venusaur, using up the first turn of his Gigantamax, and then I am also faster than the Venusaur because the sun isn't up, so I'm able to get off a Heal Bell, which is critical for this battle because it puts my Wincon Blastoise back in play as something that can deal with his. Because Blastoise can still do well against his team, even if it's paralyzed. But basically, being paralyzed, in order for Blastoise to be viable, I have to get rid of the Venusaur. And I have Salazzle for that. You know, it's not impossible, but it's not where you want to be. I brought enough speed to where if the Venusaur is modest and not timid, then I should be able to outspeed it in the sun at +2. So the paralyze was just like really crippling, and it was huge for Miltank to be able to get that off, even though it's going down to 0-1 this week. Hitmonchan will also come out, and because it's got great special defense, even though it's not really invested in such, it's still able to take special hits from Pokemon, and so it gets some really good damage off with its Ice Punch. Of course, you know, like I said before, it's a choice banded Ice Punch, so that could have been a kill if it wasn't in GMAX form, but We definitely like that amount of damage. For its purpose being pretty much done there, you know. We just fire off another one in case he doesn't switch. We fire off another one for extra damage, and we let it go down to Divine Lash, wearing out the turns of that. Now without the screens and with a damaged Venusaur, all that's left to do is burn out the sun turns. So at 50% health, the weakened Surf, it's enough to take out the Torkoal. Truth be told, at this point, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up the boosts in order to outspeed Venusaur. I'm just thinking at this point in the battle that I'm going to have to outlast the sun and hope that he saves his best threat, which, you know, would be the smart thing to do. Probably try to get some sun out. He goes to his Venusaur, so knowing that and knowing that Salazzle can't do it by itself, I'm basically backed into one of the toughest positions that he could put me in. 3 turns of sun, and you could say no real way to outspeed, but try not to reveal too much ahead of time what I actually do. I end up using my GMAX, of course, to increase my HP and to go for a max guard, which of course is, you know, when I have Shell Smash, I can turn that into a protect. That's a good way to burn 1 turn. And at this point, you know, his win condition is Venusaur in the sun, and my win condition is Blastoise outside of the sun. So, like, we have a really tight chess match going on here, a war of attrition about the time in the match as far as like the turn counter on the weather. I'm gonna also take a hit and change the weather to hail here. I wasn't really particularly expecting to pick up the kill here, knowing that he would get a kind of exaggerated health gain from Giga Draining my Gigantamax form. That damage was about what I anticipated would happen, but what it does do is force him to hopefully not attack. Well, it forces him to not attack me, because if he would have stayed in, honestly, even my Max Cannonade would have probably picked up this kill. But I was anticipating it would cause him to change the weather. He doesn't go to his Ninetales. He ends up sacking his Rhydon, which is good for me. But, of course, the bigger picture point here is that his win condition is to have Venusaur out and in the sun. So he's sacrificing the Rhydon, knowing that it's going to go down to the attack that's coming. And he wants to be able to bring in a more valuable Pokemon in Ninetales for free. So that's why he makes that play. Here we're coming to like the critical turn of the game. I go down, and I didn't know if he was going to switch straight up or go for the Solar Beam. If he would have had the Solar Beam, I wouldn't have lived. But he goes for Energy Ball. I could have maybe lived if I had my full health, but I already took the Giga Drain damage. You know, I had some special defense points just to live hits from Venusaur. Obviously, I ended up turning out to be special defense EVs for this Ninetales hit, but he brings the Energy Ball, and you know, once again, if I would have clicked Surf in the sun, that would have been a total misplay. Even if it would have picked up the kill on Ninetales, it would have been a total misplay. I would have had no way to proceed after that. At +2, I don't believe that the crit mattered in the sun. Like, Surf's not weakened that much. But at +0, it would have been a total losing play. It would have been a throw if I would have clicked Surf against the Ninetales. I basically had to go for the Shell Smash and just see what happens, because the odds are, like, Pokemon is Pokemon. Sometimes it comes down to chance. And if he would have crit, got a better roll, picked up the kill, has Solar Beam, whatever it took to pick up that kill, I just had to live with the results. But if I don't click Shell Smash there, I don't have a path to victory. It once again takes my win con out of it. So fortunately, our prep come through. 72 special defense IVs allow us to live an energy ball, and we get off the Shell Smash, which allows us to outspeed his team. We're faster than a timid Scarfed Heliolisk. We're faster than a modest Venusaur in the sun. And Blastoise ends up with 5 kills in a very clutch performance against one of, like I said, one of my favorite coaches to play against and people to work with. Shout out to Coach Bishme. Check him out on YouTube. His side of the video will also be up, so be looking forward to that. And until next time, guys, be on the lookout for more PWD battles. I just realized I forgot to check off the mons throughout that whole battle, but I was too busy trying to break it down. So we'll put them all a while back up just to say goodbye, and until next time, guys, peace.